This is activity 1.4 on page 27, working with logical functions. We have My Current Projects workbook open. Heading the sales team at Develotech, you have recommended a compensation structure such that a 1% bonus on their total sales will be given to all salespersons who exceed their sales goals. Additionally, for each category with sales greater than $85,000, they will be given a bonus of 1% of that category's sales. You also want to count the number of times an employee achieves the category goal. You will use logical functions to quickly and easily calculate these bonuses. Number 1, enter a function to calculate the 1% goal bonus for employees. We're going to navigate over to our bonus worksheet tab. And with cell J8 selected, we're going to use an if function. Equals if, and double click to select that from your autocomplete. And up in the function library group of our formulas tab, we're going to select insert function. So this opens up our function arguments dialog box. And in the logical test, we're going to enter G8 greater than H8. So we're looking at, let me just move this out of the way, is the total sales greater than the goal? So did you meet that goal for this particular one, Mullins, of $325,000? So the total sales for Mullins was $368,575. So we do know that Mullins has met their goal. So the logical test value, if true, it would return the result of a calculation. We're going to do G8, our asterisk for multiplication, and the absolute reference of cell C4. We can tab over to the value if false, and if they did not meet that goal, it would be 0. So it's saying if you met the sales goal, you're going to get a calculation of G8, which is your total sales, times a commission rate of 4%. So $368,575 times, sorry, not commission rate, the bonus rate of 1%, C4. So 1% of $368,000 is going to be about what? It's going to be those same digits, $3,686, which is rounded here. Okay, so he did meet that goal of $325,000. All right, we're going to autofill this down. And even before doing that, we can look at Little's goal, 275. They did meet that sales goal. For Brooks, 400,000 was the goal. They did not meet that sales goal. So the value, if false, is going to be 0. So Little will get a goal bonus of 2,810,000. Brooks will not get a bonus. And let's see, the goal of Berry is 250. They have 271. So they'll get a bonus of $2,711. So let's autofill this down, and you can see it calculated it correctly. Number 2, enter a formula to calculate the category bonus, 1% of the sales for each category above $85,000 for the employees. So for this, we're going to use a SUMIF function. We're going to select cell K8, and we're going to do equal sign and the absolute reference of cell C4, which again is our bonus rate. And we're going to multiply this, so use our asterisk, and we want the SUMIF function. We're going to go up to insert function, So we can see our arguments for this SUMIF function. So the SUMIF function adds the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. So our range here is going to be looking at C8 through F8, which is Mullen's different categories, the cameras through desktops. And the criteria for this, we know, is we want it to be greater than $85,000. So which ones are greater than $85,000? Cameras were, laptops were, printers were not, and desktops were not. Okay, so when we click OK from here, we get a result of $2,324.11. Now, where did that come from? Cameras met the criteria of being more than 85,000, so it multiplied, so it added the ones that met the 85,000. It added 118,000 for the cameras and 114,000 for the laptops, added them together, and then took 1% of that by multiplying it by the bonus rate. So $2,324.11. And we could fill that down for the rest of our salespersons. And you can see that the only one that did not get a category bonus was Berry. Cameras, less than 85,000. Laptops, less than 66,000. Laptops less than 85. Printers were less than 85,000, and desktops were less than 85,000. Okay, so that's why Berry has a category bonus of 0. Number 3, enter a function to calculate the number of times each employee received a category bonus. We're going to select cell L8, and we're going to do equals count if, and we're going to type this directly into our cell. The range is going to be C8 through F8. So again, that's Mullen's sales for each item. We're going to do comma to move to the next argument, which is our criteria. And we want greater than the category goal of 85,000. So we want to count how many times 85,000 was met in this range. So we're going to do, remember, we're doing a cell reference here, so we're going to do opening parentheses, greater than, closing parentheses, then our ampersand, and then the absolute cell reference of C5, which is 85,000. So what result should we get here? How many times was this greater than 85,000? We know that's 2 times for camera and laptop. Press enter and we get 2. So before we autofill this down, how many should we get for little? Is cameras? No. Is laptops greater than 85,000? Yes. So that's 1. Is printers? No. Is desktops? No. So that's going to be 1 for little. So if I fill just this one down, you can see I get a result of 1. What about Brooks? Cameras is greater than 85, so that's 1. Laptops is not. Printers is greater than 85,000, so that's 2. And desktops is greater than 85,000, so that's 3. So when I fill that down, you can see I get the result of 3. And we already know, because we looked at Berry, this is going to be 0. None of these categories are greater than $85,000 total sales. So you can see we get 0 there. All right, so we can save our updates for this workbook and leave it open for our next activity.